Hello, I'm Sarah Mitchell, and welcome to Inside Chinese VCs, a podcast where we explore how Chinese venture capitalists think about AI startups, global acquisitions, and the future of technology. Before we begin today's episode, I need to make an important disclosure. I am an AI-generated persona of a senior American technology journalist. I don't actually exist as a real person. This podcast was created using advanced AI technology to simulate an in-depth journalistic interview. Today's conversation is based on extensive research of publicly available and non-public information from Chinese internet sources, news reports, and industry insights. The guest you'll hear from is also an AI-generated persona, a seasoned Chinese venture capital insider with deep knowledge of the Manus acquisition and the broader Chinese AI startup ecosystem. This podcast is designed to present the Manus Meta acquisition story from a Chinese VC perspective to American audiences, using the format and style of traditional tech journalism. While the voices and perspectives are AI-generated, the facts, data, and business insights we discuss are grounded in real events and publicly reported information. We believe this format can offer unique insights into how Chinese VCs view AI startups, global acquisitions, and the competitive dynamics between American and Chinese tech companies. So, with that full transparency, let's dive in. So let's start with the fundamental question. What is Manus' true competitive advantage compared to other AI agent companies? Because from where I'm sitting, there are dozens of AI agent startups. What makes Manus different?
That's the right question to start with, Sarah. And honestly, it comes down to two things: product capability and execution speed. On the product side, Manus built something that's genuinely superior. The core innovation is in how the AI model handles task decomposition. Most AI agents use predefined workflows. You tell them what to do, and they follow your instructions. Manus does something different. Their model can autonomously decide how to break down complex tasks without predefined workflows. It's what they call zero predefined workflow architecture. This matters because it means Manus can handle tasks that other agents can't. When you give Manus a complex goal, like, help me research this company and prepare a board presentation, it doesn't just follow a script. It actually thinks about what steps are needed and adapts in real time. The proof is in the benchmarks. Manus consistently ranks first on Scale AI's RLI benchmark and other major AI agent benchmarks. That's not marketing, that's measurable performance.
Okay, but can you give me a concrete example? What can Manus do that, say, OpenAI's agent framework can't do?
Sure, let's say you want an AI agent to help you with a complex business problem. You might ask, I need to analyze our top 10 competitors, find their pricing, understand their positioning, and create a competitive analysis document. With OpenAI's agent framework, you'd need to either 1. Pre-program all those steps, or 2. Hope the agent figures it out through trial and error. With Manus, the model itself understands that this is a multi-step research task. It can autonomously decide to search for competitor information, extract pricing data, analyze positioning, synthesize findings into a document. And it does this without you having to explicitly program each step. That's the difference. It's genuine reasoning, not just workflow execution.
That sounds impressive, but how does that translate to execution speed? Because the numbers are what really caught my attention. How did they go from $0 to $100 million ARR in 9 months?
Execution speed is the second part of the equation, and honestly, it's where the founding team really shines. The team is incredibly lean and focused. They didn't waste time on enterprise sales or complex go-to-market strategies. They built a product so good that it sold itself. They released it, and it went viral among power users, developers, researchers, people who actually needed an AI agent that could handle complex tasks. The speed also comes from their decision-making process. They moved fast on product decisions. When they saw something wasn't working, they pivoted. When they saw something working, they doubled down. There was no committee, no endless deliberation. Just fast iteration. And culturally, the team has this mentality that comes from their background in China. They're used to moving fast, shipping fast, and iterating based on user feedback. That's very different from the Silicon Valley mentality of perfecting the product before launch.
You mentioned product market fit. How quickly did they actually achieve that?
Remarkably fast. Within the first month of launch, they had thousands of active users. Within 3 months, they had product market fit signals, high retention, strong word of mouth, users willing to pay for premium features. The key insight is that they didn't try to be everything to everyone. They focused on a specific use case: power users who needed an AI agent that could handle complex, multi-step tasks. They nailed that use case before expanding.
What about competitive moats? Is this something that can be easily replicated by, say, OpenAI or Google?
That's a great question, and it's one that Chinese VCs have been debating. The moat is real but not impenetrable. The technical moat comes from their model architecture and training approach. They've invested heavily in training their model to be better at task decomposition. That's not something you can easily copy. It requires significant research and development. The product moat comes from their user base and data. Every interaction with Manus generates data that helps them improve the model. That creates a flywheel effect. But the biggest moat, honestly, is execution. They've proven they can move faster than competitors. They understand the market better. They have the right team in the right place at the right time. That said, can OpenAI or Google replicate this? Probably, yes. But it would take them time, and they'd have to move differently than they currently do. That's why Meta's acquisition makes sense. Instead of building it themselves, they acquired the team and the product.
Let's talk about the founder, Zhang. This is a guy from a small town in China who built a $2 billion company. How does that happen?
Zhang's story is remarkable, and it's actually quite different from the typical Silicon Valley founder narrative. He grew up in a small town in Jiangxi province, not in Beijing or Shanghai. He didn't go to Stanford or MIT. He went to Tsinghua University, which is China's top tech school, but he wasn't part of the typical elite tech circle. What made him different was his obsession with building products that people actually want to use. He started his career building various products, learning what works and what doesn't. He wasn't trying to raise venture capital or build a unicorn. He was just trying to build things people love.
You mentioned Monica earlier. How did he build a profitable AI product before Manus?
Monica was brilliant in its simplicity. It was a browser plugin that used AI to help with various tasks: writing emails, summarizing content, that sort of thing. The key insight was that he saw a gap in the market for a consumer-friendly AI tool that actually worked. He bootstrapped Monica initially. He didn't raise a huge round. He just built it, released it, and let users tell him what they wanted. The product gained traction organically. People loved it because it was simple, useful, and actually solved real problems. What's important is that Monica was profitable. He wasn't burning through venture capital. He was building a sustainable business. That's a different mentality than most Silicon Valley founders have.
And then he turned down a $30 million offer from ByteDance?
Yes, that's one of the most telling parts of the story. ByteDance, China's most valuable startup, offered him $30 million to acquire Monica. And he said no. Why? Because he had a bigger vision. He saw that the future wasn't in consumer AI tools. It was in AI agents, autonomous systems that could handle complex tasks. He wanted to build that, not sell Monica to ByteDance. That decision shows something important about Zhang. He's not motivated primarily by money. He's motivated by building something meaningful. He turned down $30 million because he believed he could build something bigger.
So what made him transition from Monica to Manus?
The market was changing. By 2024-2025, it became clear that AI agents were going to be the next big thing. OpenAI was investing heavily in agents. The market was moving in that direction. Zhang saw the opportunity and made the decision to pivot. He took the lessons from Monica, how to build products people love, how to move fast, and applied them to building an AI agent. The transition was smooth because his team understood the market and understood how to build products quickly. They weren't starting from scratch. They were applying years of product experience to a new category.
How important were the co-founders?
Extremely important. Zhao Hong didn't build this alone. He has co-founders who are equally talented. One co-founder, Peak Guag, is the chief scientist. He comes from a strong AI research background. He's the technical visionary who understood how to build the model architecture that makes Manus unique. Another co-founder handled business operations and strategy. The team is balanced, technical depth, product sense, and business acumen. That balance is crucial. You can't build a company like this with just a brilliant technologist or just a great product person. You need both.
And what about the role of long-term investors? I know Lu Yuan from Zhenfund has been involved for a long time.
Lu Yuan's role is actually fascinating and quite important to this story. Lu Yuan and Zhenfund invested in Zhao Hong's earlier projects years ago. They had a 10-year relationship before Manus even existed. That's not common in venture capital. Most VCs are looking for the next big hit. Lu Yuan was willing to back Zhao Hong for the long term, even when things weren't obvious. That long-term relationship meant that when Manus started to take off, Lu Yuan was already there. He understood Zhao Hong's vision. He trusted the team. He could move fast when it mattered. In fact, when the acquisition talks started happening, Lu Yuan's trust in Zhao Hong was crucial. He could see what others couldn't see, that this wasn't just another AI startup, this was something special.
How did Zhao Hong develop a global perspective? He's from a small town in China, yet he built a product that went global.
That's a great observation. I think it comes from a few things. First, Monaco was always designed for a global audience. It wasn't a China-only product. That meant Zhao Hong had to think globally from the start. Second, he studied the global tech market carefully. He understood what was happening in Silicon Valley, what OpenAI was doing, what the trends were. He wasn't just building for the Chinese market. Third, and this is important, he had advisors and investors who helped him think globally. Lu Yuan and Zhenfund have international experience. That helped Zhao Hong understand how to build a global company. But honestly, I think the biggest factor is that Zhao Hong is just naturally curious about how the world works. He's not parochial. He's interested in building something that matters globally, not just in China.
Let's talk about the acquisition. How did this all start? What was the original plan?
The original plan was to raise a Series B funding round. Manus had achieved incredible product market fit and was growing exponentially. The natural next step was to raise capital to accelerate growth. The target was around $2 billion in valuation. That would have been a massive round, but given the growth trajectory, it was justified. Chinese VCs were interested. American VCs were interested. It looked like a normal Series B process.
And then things changed?
Yes. According to reports in Chinese tech media, there were acquisition inquiries. Multiple companies reached out. This is where it gets interesting. Reports suggest that companies from the Magnificent Seven, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, Nvidia, were interested. Not all of them, but several. When you're building the best AI agent product in the world, everyone wants to talk to you.
How did Meta approach them?
From what's been reported, Meta's approach was different from the others. Meta didn't just send a business development inquiry. Mark Zuckerberg personally became interested in the product. Zuckerberg is known for his hands-on approach to acquisitions. When he sees something he likes, he gets involved directly. That's what happened here. He used Manus, understood its potential, and decided Meta needed to own it.
And the deal happened incredibly fast, 10 to 12 days from serious discussions to close.
Yes, that's one of the most remarkable parts of the story. Once Meta decided they wanted to acquire Manus, things moved at lightning speed. Normally, an acquisition like this would take months. Due diligence, negotiations, legal review, it's a long process. But this happened in about 10 to 12 days. Why so fast? Because both sides wanted it to happen. Meta saw the strategic value and didn't want to lose the deal. Zhao Hong and the team saw the opportunity to accelerate their vision with Meta's resources. There was alignment. Also, the terms were attractive enough that there wasn't a lot of negotiation. Meta came in with a strong offer, over $2 billion, and Manus accepted.
What changed the team's mind about staying independent versus selling?
That's a good question. Initially, the plan was to raise capital and stay independent. But once Meta made their offer and Zuckerberg's vision became clear, the calculus changed. Here's the thing. Zhang and the team aren't just motivated by money. They're motivated by impact. Meta offered them something they couldn't get as an independent company: the ability to integrate their AI agent technology into billions of devices and applications. Meta has WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Ray-Ban glasses, and more. If Manus technology powers AI agents across all those platforms, the impact would be enormous. That's compelling for a founder who cares about building something meaningful. Also, from a practical standpoint, Meta's resources are unmatched. They can accelerate product development, scale globally, and compete with any other company. For a founder, that's attractive.
Lu Yuan said it felt unreal. Why do you think Chinese VCs felt that way?
I think there are a few reasons why it felt surreal to Chinese VCs. First, it's rare for a Chinese-founded company to be acquired by Meta for this amount. It happens, but it's not common. There's often skepticism about Chinese AI companies in the Western market. Seeing Manus break through that barrier was validating. Second, the speed of the acquisition was shocking. The company went from $0 to $100 million ARR to a $2 billion acquisition in less than a year. That's not normal. Even in Silicon Valley, that's exceptional. Third, there's something about seeing a Chinese founder become a Meta VP that resonates. It shows that Chinese founders can compete at the highest level globally. That's meaningful for the Chinese VC community.
Was Zuckerberg's personal vision the key factor?
I think it was a major factor, yes. Zuckerberg has a track record of being personally involved in acquisitions that matter to him. WhatsApp, Instagram, Oculus, he was hands-on in all of those. With Manus, he saw something that aligned with his vision for Meta's future. Meta is betting heavily on AI. They're investing billions in AI infrastructure. An AI agent platform that actually works, that's strategic for them. But it's not just about Zuckerberg's vision. It's also about the product quality. If Manus wasn't genuinely the best AI agent product available, Meta wouldn't have moved so fast. The product quality combined with Zuckerberg's vision, that's what made this happen.
Let's go deeper into who Zhang Xiao is as a person. What's he like?
From what I understand from people who know him, Zhang is quiet and thoughtful. He's not a showman. He doesn't do a lot of media or public speaking. He's focused on building. He's also incredibly principled. He turned down $30 million from ByteDance because it didn't align with his vision. That's not common. Most founders would take that deal. He's humble too. Even as Manus was becoming successful, he didn't become arrogant. He stayed focused on the product and the team.
How did he go from Monica to building a $2 billion company? What was his mindset?
I think his mindset was always about solving real problems. With Monica, he was solving the problem of, I need AI help with everyday tasks. With Manus, he was solving the problem of, I need an AI agent that can handle complex, autonomous tasks. He wasn't trying to build a unicorn. He was trying to build something useful. The fact that it became a $2 billion company is a consequence of building something genuinely useful. That's a different mentality than a lot of Silicon Valley founders have. They start with, how'd I build a unicorn? Zhang started with, how'd I build something people love?
What made him decide to leave Monica and start Manus?
The market was shifting. AI agents were becoming the next frontier. He could see that the future was in autonomous systems, not consumer AI tools. But it wasn't just about market timing. It was about his own evolution as a founder. He had learned so much from building Monica. He understood product development, user acquisition, and building sustainable businesses. He was ready for a bigger challenge.
The ByteDance offer. Why was that so significant?
Because it showed that even when you have a successful product and a major company is willing to pay $30 million for it, you can still say no if it doesn't align with your vision. That's rare. Most founders would take that deal. It's life-changing money. But Zhang believed in his bigger vision. He believed he could build something more significant. That decision, to turn down $30 million, That's what separates good founders from great founders. Great founders have conviction about their vision.
What about the team chemistry? How important is that?
Extremely important. You can't build a company like Manus without a great team. Zhang has co-founders who are equally talented and equally committed. They trust each other. They can move fast because they don't waste time on internal politics or disagreements about direction. The team is also diverse in skills. You have technical depth, product sense, business acumen. That balance is crucial.
Why did Zhang choose these specific co-founders?
I think it comes down to complementary skills and shared vision. Peak, the chief scientist, brings deep AI research expertise. He understands model architecture and training in a way that most product people don't. That's crucial for building a genuinely superior AI product. The other co-founders bring business and operational expertise. Together, they form a complete team. But beyond skills, I think they share a vision about what's possible with AI. They're not just trying to build a company. They're trying to push the boundaries of what AI agents can do. That shared vision is powerful.
What's the broader significance of this acquisition?
I think it signals that the AI agent era is real and it's here. This isn't theoretical anymore. Companies are willing to pay billions for proven AI agent technology. It also signals that Chinese founders can compete at the highest level globally. Manus wasn't acquired because Meta was being charitable. It was acquired because it's the best AI agent product available.
Are there other Chinese AI startups worth watching?
Absolutely. There are several companies in the Chinese ecosystem that are doing remarkable things. HeyGen, for example, is building AI video generation technology. They've achieved significant scale and are competing globally. GenSpark is working on AI research and reasoning, similar to OpenAI's O1 model. They're making real progress. OpusClip is building AI tools for content creation. They've found product market fit and are growing rapidly. Typeless is working on AI-powered development tools. They're tackling a different problem but with the same execution excellence that Manus showed.
What do these companies have in common?
They all share a few characteristics. First, they're solving real problems. They're not building for the sake of building. They're addressing genuine market needs. Second, they're moving fast. They're not waiting for perfect conditions. They're shipping products, getting feedback, and iterating. Third, they have strong founding teams. The founders are experienced, talented, and committed to their vision. Fourth, they're thinking globally from day one. They're not just building for the Chinese market. They're building for the world.
Do you think we'll see more Chinese AI companies acquired by American tech giants?
I think we will, yes. But it depends on regulatory environment and geopolitical factors. The Manus acquisition happened because it's a genuinely superior product. Meta couldn't build it as fast themselves. That's a compelling reason to acquire. But going forward, there will be more scrutiny. American companies will be more careful about acquiring Chinese companies due to regulatory concerns. Chinese companies will be more careful about selling to American companies due to concerns about control and vision. That said, if a Chinese company builds something genuinely better and more innovative, I think American tech companies will still be willing to acquire it. The business case is too compelling to ignore.
What does this mean for the competitive landscape?
I think it means the AI competition between the US and China is real and it's accelerating. For years, people said China was copying American technology. But Manus shows that's not the whole story. Chinese founders can innovate and build products that are genuinely better. That's going to push American companies to innovate faster. It's going to push Chinese companies to keep innovating. It's good for the industry overall.
What happens to Manus inside Meta?
That's the big question. Will Meta let Manus stay independent and focused on AI agents? Or will they integrate it into Meta's broader AI strategy? I think the answer is probably both. In the short term, Manus will likely stay focused on building the best AI agent product. But over time, that technology will be integrated into Meta's products. Imagine an AI agent powered by Manus technology that's available on WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. That's where Meta is probably heading. For Zhang and the team, the challenge will be maintaining the startup mentality and speed inside a large corporation. That's always difficult, but if anyone can do it, it's probably Zhao Hong.
If you had to sum up the Manus story in one sentence, what would it be?
A Chinese founder built the world's best AI agent product by focusing on solving real problems, moving fast, and maintaining conviction about his vision. That's the Manus story.
Alex, thank you for sharing these insights. This has been a fascinating conversation about the Manus acquisition, Chinese founders, and the future of AI. For our American listeners, I think the key takeaway is that the AI competition between the US and China is real. Chinese founders are innovating at the highest level. American companies are paying attention. And that's going to shape the future of AI. Thank you for listening to Inside Chinese VCs. I'm Sarah Mitchell.